What's up, guys? I'm Jamie Tajera with Property Bear, and this video is about something that I am passionate about, which is real estate for boaters in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm Jamie Tajera, co-owner of Property Bear here in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Carrie Hustis, co-owner and sales leader. While Carrie runs all things sales, my day-to-day hunting investments and developments keeps me in two main places. In the field, checking out potential opportunities in construction, or on the computer, researching hyperlocal data. So if you're looking for insight on Jacksonville real estate, you've come to the right place. Thanks for checking out our channel, and if you like it, please be sure to subscribe. We're going to start basically, Jacksonville, I'm obviously biased, but it's my favorite city because there's three different types of main waterways that you can play in, right? So you've got the river, and the river loops around, south to north. It's got some little creeks up here, and then it goes west to east out to the ocean. But right before it gets there, you also touch the intercoastal. So you basically go from fresher water, brackish water, saltier water, and then into the ocean. So if you're into fishing, almost pretty much whatever you want to do, you can find that in Jacksonville. Different species based on where you are, salinity, all that kind of stuff, which is really cool. So we'll start over here. So there's Bayard Point, which is like a big sandbar. And boater skip day happens there. You'll always see a bunch of boats there, usually. And then as you come up north, you're in Green Cove, Green Cove Springs, and we're going to go through Green Cove kind of quickly because we don't really do a lot there. But Green Cove has a really cool park called Spring Park, and it's a spring-fed pool, it's one of the coolest pools I've ever seen. There's little restaurants and stuff you can kind of go visit, get some food, but you can just dock up here, take your kids to the park. It's a huge park, pool. It's awesome. Yeah, that's Green Cove. So going further north, to the left of us, we've got, what do we have? Clay County. To the right, we have St. Johns County, and the line for Duval County is like right here somewhere. But I could be wrong. There's also Pineapple Point, which is another sandbar. I think both of those locations, the one I showed you on Bayard and Pineapple, are pretty big boater skip day sandbars. But let's start on so Black Creek is probably one of the most popular wakeboarding creeks in Jacksonville. You go down there, I don't know if there used to be a restaurant there, but I don't know if they closed it down. But yeah, Black Creek is an extremely popular. I mean, you'll just see wakeboard boats everywhere there. You'll probably see some bass boats there too. The water's pretty fresh. It's been a while since I've been down there, but in the water anyways. All right, and then we're coming up, and then you've got Doctor's Lake. So Doctor's Lake is basically like a freshwater lake. And it's lake, but it does connect to the river, right? So it's not cut off. Is this where the restaurant is? Yeah, this is probably what I'm thinking of. But you've got Whitey's Fish Camp, which you can get there by boat. You can see the picture. It's super cool. A lot of fish camps on the water, which kind of makes sense. And also at the marina, there's this little tiki bar, and it's like, dock up, get some drinks, whatever. But that's also pretty cool. And then on this side, let's make sure I don't skip. Yeah, so on this side, I've got a couple different maps going. So you've got Julington Creek fish camp somewhere over here. Okay, here it is. That you can dock up to. Um, you've got Freedom Boat Club. So if you're looking to join a boat club, then you can, you know, take it from here and then go to any of those places that we just kind of went over. Um, and then you also have Clark's Fish Camp. So common theme, they're all pretty much fish camps. But again, down here, it's still brackish water, but it's fresher, if that makes sense. Um, and you can, if you jump in the water, you definitely kind of know what I'm saying when, it's just fresher, if that makes sense. So as we go up the river, um, there is, I think I missed Yacht Club, or no, I think it's further up. Timuquana, if you're a member of that golf club, they also have a dock. Florida Yacht Club also has a dock. They don't have a golf, they don't have a golf course, but they do have a pool and some tennis courts. Nice little club there. San Jose is a very popular golf course, golf club, but there's no water access to it. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, so as we get up here, is this the Ortega River and then the Cedar River, I think? Yeah. So this is a cool little area. You'll see beautiful houses if you're on a little boat ride down there, and that's always fun to do. So then you get into the wider part of the river, right? And you've got Avondale on one side and San Marco on the other. So Avondale doesn't have, I don't think, any public access to the water. The river on that side is not very activated. San Marco is kind of the same story. However, once you get into downtown, you get a lot more options. So Memorial Park is super cool, but it again doesn't have that water access from a dock, right? However, this is Riverside Arts Market right under the bridge, and there's a dock here, and you can dock up, go to the Arts Market, and then go explore, the Brooklyn area, River and Post. Actually, they just put a new city dock. I think it's at the end of Post right here. And maybe it's just not showing up. But I'm pretty sure it's right here at the end of Post. So you can dock up and then go get some seafood and, go see a movie at Sunray in Riverside. Like, you can spend the day in Riverside, get on your boat, and then go home. On the San Marco side, I still haven't. Okay, so you have to be in here, and they're redoing a lot of this stuff over by Friendship Fountain, so I'm not sure if the public docks are available. But basically, across from each other, you've got the landing. So if you want to be on the north side or if you want to be downtown, essentially, you can dock up there. The landing is not there anymore, so it's interesting that Google Maps still shows this. But this is basically a big green space right now, which they're going to be doing some other stuff. That can be a totally different video. And you can, dock up here, go to the little music festivals they have. They always have little events there. And then on the other side, there are restaurants. There's Mosh, the Museum of Science and History. And you can dock up there and walk down here. There's a few restaurants. There's Chart House. There is Ruth's Chris. And yeah, you can do a little walk without it getting too much. It would be awesome if you could access the square by boat somehow, but as of right now, it's not a thing. You'd kind of have to bring a bike to get from here to there. And then on the downtown side, so as all of this stuff gets developed, it'll be a lot more fun to do that. This is the Haskell Building. It's not public. the dock isn't, but you can basically dock up right here and then walk downtown. So if there's like events downtown, Florida Theater, um, you know, whatever, you can dock up at the landing and walk over. And then this community is actually pretty cool. It's all in the water, lots of boat slips. Um, and then this over here is getting developed into the um, healthy town, the district. I don't even know what they call it anymore. Um, and then Metropolitan Park. There's honestly not that much to do there. It's a great walk, but there's actually not much to do. You can boat up to it. You can dock up. It's awesome. The as far as like a marina, a public city marina, it's really nice. Um, but it's really designed for football games. So if you're going to a game, you can reserve a spot, dock up, go to the game, and drive safely home. Um, and as far as downtown, that's pretty much it. So as we get over here into Arlington, you've got the Arlington River, really peaceful little run. Um, and you have Exchange Island. And Exchange Island has a public dock that you can access, and you can um, you can get on the island, have a little picnic. There's a little like a tiny little sandbar there. You can jump into the water. Um, but as far as boat ramps in this area, downtown has one over by Mosh, and I think that's the only one downtown. Um, and then you have Arlington Marina over here, which also has a public boat ramp. So basically, on the way north, right? Just so you can see from perspective, here's downtown. Here's Exchange Club Island. We're going north now. Um, there's not much. There's a lot of residential. On either side. It's a nice little ride. You've got Ready Point up here. I want to say you can dock up to it, but I'm not 100% sure because I've never done it and I've driven past this by boat a lot. There is a little sandbar here that you could hang out at. Just be aware of the tides there. And then on this side, you've got Trout River. And Trout River, right at the mouth, this is not open anymore. The zoo has a dock, and it used to be that you could dock up to it and then get into the zoo for free, which is awesome. But with the hurricanes, it messed up the dock, and they haven't redone the mooring area. So they hopefully will redo that at some point. And let's check out. Okay, so as far as like bodies of water, you go into Mill Cove. Just be careful if you're going to Mill Cove. There's a lot of oysters. It can get really shallow. Um, if you've got like a little fishing skiff, you should be okay as long as you're kind of navigating the right way, and paying attention to where you're going, and it's high tide. At low tide, it's very easy, and I know this from experience. The water looks flat, it looks deep enough, and you just ride up straight onto an oyster bed. You don't want to do that. So if you want to avoid Mill Cove, there is great fishing there. Oysters, lots of structure, great. But if you're trying to avoid that, you just go around it. Going to the Dames Point Bridge, that's super cool. And again, there's a whole bunch of like little creeks and stuff that you can explore. And then coming down the St. Johns River, up here, so this is Heckscher Drive, which you can only access over here from 295. And then you can also get to it from the ferry, which will drive you through here. I think it's like right here, right? So you're familiar with this if you're going up to Amelia and you're at the beach. So you've got Heckscher Drive, and then there's Palms Fish Camp, which is cool. They've got a great little dock. It's actually expanded from what you see on the satellite image. Great little restaurant. And then you're cruising down here. Where is Fort George? So you've got Fort George, another sandbar, which you probably see on a lot of Instagram stories or whatever of people at Fort George. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. So there's a sandbar. I tend to avoid it just because there's a lot of jet skiers and a lot of drunk people. But that's just me. Um, so that's that. And then up here, you've got a few more dining options. You've got the Sand Dollar. I want to say you can dock up to it. I could be wrong, actually. I've never docked up to it, but it looks like maybe there's a dock there. Um, and then on the other side, you've got Singletons and, of course, Safe Harbor, um, a very popular one that I'm also pretty sure has a public dock there. Uh, and then there's the Mayport boat ramp too, which is a pretty big boat ramp. King fishing tournament, stuff like that. You'll see a ton of boats there, and then of course you have the naval station over there. So let's make our way down the intercoastal. There's not much for a stretch, just marsh and reeds, and um, that's about it for a while. You do have Dutton Island. This water is saltier, so you can pretty much catch redfish anywhere in Jacksonville from, I would say, downtown, west, and probably a little bit south of that too. But you've got Dutton Island. I would say this is a cooler kayak area. I don't know that I would take a boat back there. It's not really all that fun for a boat because it can get shallow, it can get a little stressful. But that is a cool area. Um, that's funny that just says the bridge. Um, I would say most of those areas um, are better suited for kayaks. This area is being developed with some apartments and stuff. So as we keep going down here, all right. So over here, you can dock up. This is the Beach Boulevard Bridge. Um, am I right on that? Yeah. So Beach Boulevard Bridge, and then on the west side of the intercoastal, you've got Marker 32, really nice, high end restaurant. There's a marina there too, and then on this side, the it used to be Safe Harbor, now it's Dockside, but there's a little dock you can dock up and get some food. That's again more like a fish camp type restaurant. Marker 32 is like I would say it's like fine dining essentially. Um, I guess if you're driving up in a boat, you can wear shorts. I don't really know what the dress attire is, but it's a nicer restaurant. Um, Bait shop over there. So all the restaurants on this side for the intercoastal pretty much start here at the Beach Boulevard Bridge and the intercoastal, and then they go down. Between here and the St. Johns River North, there's really nothing like sandbars or like places to really stop. Can you find one? Yes, I'm sure you can. But it's not like a popular stopping spot. So as you're going down the intercoastal, um, you've got these little creeks. This creek gets real shallow. I've tried to get into most of them. Um, and there's nothing for a good little stretch until you get to Palm Valley, and I think Lulu's is still there, but there's one or two restaurants, down here by Roscoe, where you can dock up to. I don't know if the hurricanes have messed it up, um, but they're nicer. I would say they're nicer restaurants. And then you've got Valley Smoke. Again, I don't know if there's a dock there now. And Barbara Jeans. Um, let's see what else I got. There's another fish camp at like the Nocatee Bridge. Okay, so Palm Valley Outdoors, and this is we'll go a little bit further. Palm Valley Outdoors, right by the bridge. There's like a little, because Nocatee's over here, so there's the Nocatee launch. Um, and then let's see, where do I get into Guana? Oh, this is Guana. So Guana is a cool little area. I don't know what's going on with the satellite imagery. Um, it can get marshy. It can get shallow. So be careful in there. Um, Guana River's over here, and let's see. You can go to Caps, really cool restaurant, very popular restaurant. I haven't been to all of these, so I don't know. Caps, from what I remember a long time ago, had a dock that you could moor up to. I believe that they have redone the mooring, the docks, so you can still boat up there now. Um, you've got Aunt Kate's. Never been there. Looks cool. We're getting into St. Augustine, where I don't really go by boat. Um, but yeah, then you can get out into the ocean up here too. So it would be kind of a long run, but it would be like a full day depending on where you live. Going back to talk about the boat clubs, um, boat clubs, are 250, 350, $500 a month plus like a $2,500 initiation. On this side, and this is the Beach Boulevard Bridge, you've got Freedom Boat Club. I think there's a way where you can share the membership between the beaches location and the Julington Creek one if you want to. But if you're never going to really go over there, like there's really no point. But there's another boat club on this side that's, I think, a better value. It's called Jax Boat Club, if they're still around. Um, they're not very well marketed, honestly. But they're, which means less people know about it, which means you probably have better availability, to be honest. Um, but the boats are not as new, but they have a better variety, if that makes sense. I was a member with them for a while, before I got my own boat. But I live closer to downtown on the water, so it is kind of a haul to get over here. It doesn't really make sense for me anymore. But yeah, that's the Waterfront video for boaters. So if you have any questions, about what it's like, where you can go, in Jacksonville on the water, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. It's something that we know about and like. But there's not a lot going on yet, but it's all happening, right? It's all kind of in the works. Downtown is getting a lot more than I would say the beaches are. Um, but it depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to ride to restaurants, you're going to have a lot more options downtown waterfront than you are on the east side. Um, and there's just not much to do over here. Water sports, great, as long as it's not busy, because the intercoastal can get kind of tight sometimes, if there's a lot of traffic on there. And there's usually not. Honestly, there's usually not. Um, but but yeah, that's that's Jacksonville and the waterfront opportunities that it has. So thanks for checking it out.